All right. So, Lori, I just sent you and Betsy a copy of the agenda just so you have it in front of you. Um, and so we'll try to stay on track, try not to make it too long, but we want to hear everyone, get ideas, see what people are doing. So it is pretty much 5 o'clock. Welcome everybody to the Obedience and Rally ASCA affiliate meeting. As I was saying, I did post and encourage anyone to join. Any exhibitors, any members are welcome to join who compete in Obedience and Rally. We have, let's see, a lot of people here.
Well, there are a lot of people that do rally in obedience.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Got it. So we have almost 40 people here, which is wonderful. And I think, looking around, in general, for the meeting today, if you could keep yourself muted, if you know how to do the raise your hand, usually it's down at the bottom under reactions. You can raise your hand if you would like to make a contribution, and then we can do it that way. First thing, I think, getting through, if people would like, and so that's why I think for raising your hand, some introductions. Actually, I think what I'll do is I will introduce myself, and then I will introduce, because they are here, the chair of the Rally Committee and the chair of the Obedience Committee. So, if you don't know me, I'm Ann McKee. Board member, I am the board liaison for the Obedience and Rally Committee. I am also a rally judge. I'm a rally course reviewer. I'm a novice obedience judge. And then I am affiliate rep for my club in Southern California, Tri-County Australian Shepherd Working Association, and we put on 1 or 2 rally and obedience trials a year. So, since she is unmuted, I will introduce Lori Engelmeyer, who is the chair of the Rally Committee. You could just give us a little bit about yourself, where you are, what club.
Hi. I am choosing not to have a picture due to not being very up and bright this evening. My name is Lori Engelmeyer. I am the chair of the Rally Committee. I also am a Rally, Novice Obedience, and Senior Confirmation Judge. Enjoy all 3 venues very much. Also the president of my local affiliate, Michiana Australian Shepherd Association, and we hold 2 complete weekends a year, which include up to 6 rally trials, 4 obedience trials, and anywhere from 5 to 8 confirmation shows over those weekends.
Okay, great. And then the chair of the Obedience Committee is Betsy Coleman.
Hi, I'm Betsy Coleman, chair of the Obedience and Rally Judge. I live in Salt Lake City. I am the treasurer of Wasatch Working Australian Shepherd Club. I have 3 Aussies. I try to do agility, not very successfully, but obedience and rally too, pretty much. That's about it.
Okay, great. So, let's do, if anyone else would like to introduce themselves, say where they are from, because I think it would take forever if I called on all 40 of you. So if anyone else would like to introduce themselves, say a little bit what rally and obedience trials you do, go ahead, raise your hand. I can call on people so we don't get people all at once. Don't be shy. I want to see, I think the main thing is what parts of the country people are in. I'm in Southern California. Betty, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So my name's Betty Harrell. We live in Washington State. We have a new affiliate within the last couple of years, Puget Sound. We are very interested in offering rally and obedience and have 0 people in our club with any experience doing so. And we're here because we really just want to find a mentor or someone to help us figure out what we need to do to put on the show. So very interested and we hear what everyone has to say.
Great, thanks. Sandy?
I wasn't really paying attention here. I'm Sandy Hawkins. I'm the affiliate rep for the Gateway Australian Shepherd Club in St. Louis. I'm also on the board for USASA, the United States Australian Shepherd Association. Gateway puts on 2 very large shows a year of 6 rally trials and 3 obedience trials, plus 6 confirmation and a weekend of agility twice a year. And our next show will be in August. So we want to keep track of the newest in ASCA. Thank you.
Cool, great. Sandy Walrath?
Hi, this is Sandy Walrath. I'm here in Houston, Texas. I'm actually on both the obedience and the rally committees and have been for a number of years. I am a senior rally judge and also an obedience judge through utility. And I actually come from the other breed side of I have 2 other breeds. I've had Shelties and I now have the miniature American Shepherd. I've had Aussies in the past, but I am and even without Aussies, I'm very into ASCA. I think it's one of the best organizations around, and I'm proud to represent both committees.
Great, thanks so much. Deb, is that you? Raising your hand.
Okay, mute, unmute.
Yes.
Okay, am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Okay. This is Deborah St. Jacques. I've been in this a long time, since 1975, and I judge rally and obedience, senior judge, and confirmation and tracking, and on the review committee, and I love all the venues. I'm no good at agility, so Renee does that. But I love it and love stock. That's what got me started was stock. Living on a dairy farm and working my Aussie on the cows there, and then coming out to California and seeing all the Aussies out here in 1975. So hope I get to meet all of you. Thanks.
Great, thanks. Desi?
Hi, I'm Desi. I'm on the rally committee as one of just the committee members. I've been working with Australian Shepherds for 8 years now, and I've been showing in ASCA for 5 years. I'm currently working on finalizing the last of what I need to submit for starting the rally judges process. And that's pretty much all you need to know about me, I think.
Great. Okay. Let's see. So, we have had, and I think one of the things that we generally hear and certainly see is just overall participation in events and getting entries and things like that. And it seems to be very related to the part of the country that we have areas where, like in Southern California, where I announced an obedience trial, and literally in the first week we're full of when it opens. And then there are places where you have trials and there's or obedience increase for the whole show. So one of the things that we have, and as Sandy Walworth mentioned, is the other breed, getting other people kind of outside of ASCA participating. And I have to say, at one of our last trials, that we put announcements up on Facebook in other all-breed groups about the upcoming trials, and that has worked. People come and try it out because it is not that expensive to get a tracking number. And in fact, I might as well mention this now as we're talking about kind of just general participation. There is a new rule in obedience that you can show FEO and don't even need a tracking number. You can enter whatever level. And so you get people, friends who are possibly competing at the higher levels and they want to try ASCA, and they can come and sign up for utility if they want to get that experience in the ring. So that is a new thing with obedience, that you can enter FEO. Anyone can enter. You can enter any level, and don't need a registration number or a tracking number to participate. So other people can just come and try it out. I'm sure many people are in training groups, whether it happens to be more of a Australian Shepherd Center training group or just a general training group, and pays to advertise. So getting together with your groups when you are doing the training, I always bring the flyers, the premiums for my trials to when I have done training. So there is that. Let's see. Does anybody have any, so maybe to hear from a few people kind of thing we have, so we kind of have our introductions from a few people. Thinking about on the agenda, we have participation of other breeds, suggestions for that, and then kind of the next thing maybe are the biggest challenges you have found to putting on trials, or if you are a competitor to like finding trials. So does anybody have any just kind of challenges they'd like to put out there and see what other clubs have done?
I have some. I have no idea how to raise my hand, Anne. I'm sorry. Okay. This is Karen Black. We have 4 weekends of obedience and rally every year: November, December, January, and February. The cooler months, because the building we trial in doesn't have adequate air conditioning for the summer months here in Texas. Our biggest challenge is finding judges who can judge obedience through utility and rally. So that's seems to be our biggest challenge.
Right. There is a finite number of those judges, and it's also gotten fewer in the last few years.
We have some new rally judges coming on, but it seems like we don't have very many obedience judges coming on.
Yeah. I've always thought we need to convince those just obedience judges to start judging rally, than because I actually think it's kind of easier that way. If you have those. So yeah, I'm absolutely in agreement that it's a finite number. And I actually was at a show a while ago, and there was an AKC judge that used to be an ASCA judge a long time ago, and I tried my hardest to convince her to come back. So yeah, I'll take a look at that and take a look at the judges directory and see what we have. And also because if judges are judges in either obedience and rally in other registries like UKC or AKC, it's really not that hard to become an ASCA judge, especially for obedience. They literally just have to take test. There was, I don't know, some rumor going around that it was like impossible in rally if you're already a rally judge. So I think, here we go, to-do list. I think we need an active campaign to get combo rally and obedience judges, and literally poach from other registries. Just get people. I can be very persuasive. So I am going to add that to my list because I absolutely understand. For us here, it's actually kind of, for us here, it's harder for us to find obedience judges. So, okay. All right. Thanks so much, Karen. Who do we have? Teresa, you have your hand up.
Hi, I'm Teresa Field with NorCal Australian Shepherd Club. We're based in Elk Grove, California. And I understand totally the struggles that clubs are going through. We put on confirmation shows. However, we have partnered with there's a club in Northern California called WASOC that does obedience and rally. This past April, we partnered with them and were able to bring out a judge that does both confirmation, obedience, and rally and split those costs. And it's a judge that neither club would be able to bring in on their own. So it was really nice to have someone fresh and new. And so that's what we are looking to do, is partnering. We're hoping to add agility in 2027. And again, split those, find those judges that can do multiple venues. Deb St. Jack is on our list because she is not someone we get to see out here as a judge. Because we just cannot, as a small club, we can't afford to bring judges from other areas. But if some of the clubs that are on here have thought about maybe partnering with a club that only does another venue, say whether it be agility or obedience, and we're hoping to not obedience, confirmation. But and we're hoping to even be able to start adding the scent work trials and that, or even educational moments. So we're trying to build back up by partnering with other clubs and sharing expenses for venues, judges, and that. So just a thought.
Yeah, that always great. And sometimes it can get a little more complicated coordinating all of that, but I can say from personal experience, when we have like my club only does obedience and rally when we partner with a confirmation club, and that it always brings in more entries. We always do that because we as a club here in Southern California can't afford to rent these spaces on our own. It is just too expensive. So partnering with the confirmation, I'm not even sharing judges, but just sharing the facility helps us a lot. Cassie?
Hey, Anne and everybody. How about the obedience and rally committees address the fact that there are so many judges that are on that combined list that when you contact them, they're no longer accepting assignments?
I will have to go through the list.
I have a short one. And so, because, of course, I am partnered with Karen a lot because I'm part of Tarrant County and a number of other clubs. And you'll contact a judge and they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm not taking those assignments anymore because the rules have changed too much, or, I've been out of it for too long. And I'm like, then why are you still listed on the directory? Because it just wastes everybody's time.
Right. And also, we've been really good about, maybe not so good, because remember, we just recently had the rally judges education and the obedience judges education. And so it should be that they're off if they don't do it. I mean, there is a grace period for obedience. But
Linda, I don't disagree with you.
What?
Linda's comment.
Oh yeah, that it's true with all they came up with, and who knows, it's buried somewhere now, but a form that judges fill out if they don't want to be on anymore. So, and of course it would be a Herculean task to go through the entire judges directory for every program and contact everyone. I mean, we would hope that with the judges education that kind of whittles people away. But if you'll send me that list, Cassie, of people, I mean, Beth just said the office deleted a bunch of judges that didn't do the education. And then, and from that, we get judges like, oh, heck, why was I deleted? It's like, because you didn't do the education. And we've worked with a few of them to try to get back. But if you could give me that short list you have, and then...
do we know what date the office deleted those judges? Was it like in the last 2 weeks or the last 4 months?
It was in the last couple of months, I think. I know that once the education was done, there were judges that she reached out to that did not complete the education and said, hey, do you want me to delete you? And they said, oh, no, I don't want to be deleted, or yes, delete me. So I know there were quite a few changes recently made.
Okay, then I'll re-pull my list and run it through my program, my Excel program again, and see what I come up with.
Got it. Yes. So,
I'll send the difference to you.
Perfect. So I have judges as an issue, both of them accepting assignments, recruiting to its let's see, update list. All right. Deb, you had something.
All right. There you go. I did it. And I forgot I said I'm from upstate New York. I'm a member of Wascoonie, Working Australian Shepherd Association. And we just had our big sparkler. And unfortunately, 2 of our judges couldn't make it at the last minute. And I had people jump in, and it was wonderful. But I see here that there is someone here said about that in obedience, we can now do 3 legs under the same judge. Really helpful. Really, really, really helpful. And she's wondering, why can't we do that with rally? And I wish we could, because it is so hard for a lot of people to get their legs that they need and keep going. And so that's my thought on that. But also, like Karen asked me to judge in Texas, and I'm a little older now, but also my husband had surgery, and we just don't know what's up in the next few months. So I just say no. But often for me, if I fly somewhere and they feed me, and I'd love to stay in people's houses rather than in a hotel. And I don't charge a judging fee because Mark says, as long as it isn't costing me anything, as long as I cover my expenses, great. So that, I'm not retired quite yet. I am mostly, and I just enjoy it. And I come home and he said, "Did you have fun?" And I said, "Yes." And he says, "Well, then keep doing it." So, I think that's what everybody has. That's how everybody should feel. This is great. We get together with our friends, see people we haven't seen in years, and yeah. So everybody keep pushing I also got several comments from new people that did their obedience and rally this weekend, saying how easygoing and friendly and just a good place to gain some confidence. So, I think that we're doing a good job.
Great.
And yeah, the testing's a little testing on some of us, but I think it's necessary.
Yeah. Teresa, do you have something else?
I do. And wow, that just kind of flew out of my head. I'm sorry. I will raise my hand again if I can remember what I was going to say.
Okay. Going to what was said in the comments that yes, recently, last year, I think, because AKC had, not that we're AKC, but after COVID, AKC had done a temporary thing where you could get the 3 Qs for a title under the same judge for both obedience and rally, and AKC made it permanent. So the obedience committee for ASCA made that a rule as well. And you can get your 3 Qs for a title under the same judge. Back when they did it, it was discussed with the rally committee, and just recently the obedience committee sent a letter to the rally committee asking for them to look at that again. And then, right, as Sandy Walworth said, getting 3 Qs for the same judge for UKC has been around for years. It is a little bit different in ASCA because we have our X titles and our C titles, which are beyond and require certain scores, which I think has been a sticking point. But I can say for personal experience that I've talked to like 1 or 2 clubs, and I am not being hired because people have Qs under me. Because people already have 2 Qs under me. So yeah. So that it's like I understand with the scoring, and I think I was thinking a long time ago, it's like, okay, just have it the base scores, our base scores, our base titles in rally.
And I had to act like I was sick at the last show, so a secondary judge could step in so 2 ladies could get their titles and that the club could get the entry fees. Otherwise, they were not going to enter. This is seriously hurting clubs.
And so especially with so few rally and obedience judges, and clubs want to save money and they have their local judges if people like their local judges. If we do it just for the base title, for the 3 scores, that X title, because you need high scores, 2 different judges. C title, because you need high scores, and a lot of them, 3 different judges. Keep it that way. And so that is not something, the obedience committee did it. So that is something. So besides the comments, let's see, Teresa, did you remember what you were going to say?
I did. And it was kind of a couple topics back regarding judges, but the communication. So not just finding out that judges, don't no longer want to judge for whatever reason, but just the lack of response.
Mm.
I mean, I do all the hiring for my club, and I've actually started keeping a spreadsheet now of judges that just don't respond. And I was on the confirmation call last week, um, and I don't know if this is even feasible with everything that is going on, but computer wise, if there is a way for a judge to indicate their preferred method of contact on that judge list, because I have tried email, phone calls, Facebook Messenger with some, and just get nothing. So, and I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that in the obedience rally venues, but it is something that I think is, important. It's a frustrating role to be in when you have, here's who I'd like to judge, or for our upcoming shows, regardless of the venue, and then you can't get a response. So just don't know if anyone else is experiencing that in obedience and rally, but just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I think maybe that, and I'm just hypothesizing here, that it may be more for obedience judges that come from other registries, because I think any ASCA judges that have Aussies and are active in ASCA, I've never found that a problem. But yeah, it's frustrating when you just want to get things done. Let me address some of the stuff in the chat here. Let's see. Judges that aren't very sharp and make mistakes. We have easy obedience judges too. Who's like, oh, okay, well, you do that again. So it goes both ways. There are more difficult and easier judges for both. And if we're just talking about the base title, you're not going to get someone, and clubs should know, and clubs should write them up if there are problems. So the rally committee can address those issues with those judges. Let's see. Using the same judges over and over. Well, it's like, if that's all the club can afford because there's only so many judges, then yes, you want to use a variety of judges. Yes, a few years ago, I brought in a judge from St. Louis that had always been a judge, but had never been out here, and everybody loved her. And now she's being hired all over the place. And yes, Karen, the computer system can do it because they did it for obedience. We totally checked with obedience, because obedience used to be two different judges, and they're to have it all three for that title under the one judge wasn't a problem. Let's see. Oh, I know some easy obedience judges. Let's see. Yeah, the process. So, right. So yeah, so Claire answered the question that obedience changed it. It was no big deal to do that. Right. So the I will look in more detail, because I did a different path when I became a rally judge, because I just did it by titles. I wasn't a judge in another one. Let's see. God, yeah, in terms of rally judges, and I have to say, and This is something that comes up with AKC judges that in terms of creating courses that I have been doing a lot. I hadn't done it for a while, but I've been doing a lot of AKC Rally recently. AKC Rally, and the courses are atrocious. They're like 12 signs. They have the most ridiculous cone entrance. It's so convoluted and stuff. It's just, I think I'm spoiled because of ASCA courses.
And I have to agree with you. AKC is ridiculous. You have the exact same signs for Masters, Excellent, and Advanced in the same place. And I'll tell you, the rally committee reviews, people think, oh, they're a pain, but you know what? They're effective and they make ASCA so much better than AKC in that respect, because these course reviewers put a shit ton of time into it. I swear, I never want to complain about it. Sometimes it's hard for me and I struggle, but these guys are doing a bang up job making ASCA way over AKC with regard to rally. So nobody needs to be complaining about their rally courses. Yes, it's harder to do them, but we are so much better, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, we are kind of passionate about our ASCA rally. Yeah, it's not like we have a list of requirements. I went through once and looked, and the AKC the AKC course building requirements part in the rule book is a half a page. It's like 2 paragraphs. And it's a lot of pages in the ASCA rule book. Yeah, and everyone, I mean, when I've had people, as Clara saying, like 4 other breeds, people who do AKC, it's like, you come and do ASCA, you are totally prepared to get that AKC title. So that is, and as I said, that that for it is not too different. I can name on one hand the significant differences between like the AKC and ASCA signs. So yeah, so Masters is different. Masters is different in AKC. It's kind of a toss up. But if we want to get people started, novice and advanced is not that different. And when you get people started understanding at that base level, then they get the knowledge to be able to realize and do a bunch. If you come up through ASCA, then you learn it. And yes, there are differences, but someone who likes to do it, then that's what we got. All these comments are great. Great. Yeah, we've always thought about a bank of courses. Let's see. Got it. Got it. So I hope you guys can see the comments. If you can't and you're seeing down at the bottom, with the reaction things, you can click on the chat and you can see it scrolling. So so all these things are great. I mean, I think I got my list for judges. Got my what kind of other breeds and getting those. I mean, you go to your local AKC shows to promote ASCA, especially in the training clubs, because I mean that's where I think our competitors come. They have to train somewhere. They have to learn somewhere, and so I think promoting it there helps everyone. And if you're at AKC shows, talking to AKC judges. So, and I will work on that. And as they're saying, having a set, of course, it will be up to the rally committee to determine if there are sets of courses. I agree, Desi. Then that would be something for the rally committee to discuss. And remember, something to remember, everyone here as members of ASCA and members of clubs, that any member can at any time make a formal request for a committee to discuss something. If there is a rule or if there is a topic or anything that you as an individual member want to have the either committee discuss, you can write the committee chair, CCR executive secretary, Kala, and the committee is required to discuss it and get back to you with their thoughts. So any member can do that on any topic, because rules only change through the committees. Cassie.
Hey, on Rich's comment about banked courses, will you make a note to ask the committee, like if some of us other judges want to throw our courses in there too? Like just say, hey, that you could use this as a banked course or whatever. It's just an option.
Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago. I mean, they've been in there forever, and actually, we may need to take a look at them. That there are like emergency.
Yeah, I knew they have those. I was just thinking, like, if there's one particular course that everybody just loves so much, like, what do I care if it goes into a bank for other people to use? I'll pay you for new courses. You're so funny, Betsy. I can't be bought. Sorry.
Yes, because remember, it is in the ASCA Rally rulebook that all judges must make their own courses. So,
like, I get that. But, I mean, come on. In emergency situations, when the crap hits the fan, like, I wouldn't care if some of mine were in the emergency set as banked courses. What do I care?
Yeah, no, I think we should definitely, because I
don't remember. Mine are any good, but, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I had to, so as Lori just said, as chair, I think one of the things to look at is for us to look at the emergency courses, because as we know, we just had 2 sign changes recently. So we want the courses to be up to date.
Right.
So I think that that works. Let's see. Right. Yeah, as Karen said, yeah, we have to check, make sure they're up to date.
Right.
And
Do some image swaps and some word swaps on those.
right. And if there's something like, I mean, because I don't know how old they are, if there were like some new spacing issues where it would just be better for something else. Yes, as Karen said, that if we have these, then it would just be an added level of administrative work to have to track them for the 6 months and 300 miles.
I think New York and California are far enough away from me.
Really? Yeah, see, the thing is, I mean, the same thing comes up because agility judges have to do a zillion more courses than we do. So think about it. I mean, they have to do what? Like how many sets of courses in a weekend? When if we're doing 2 trials, we have to do 8. Yeah, so it was like 18 per day for agility. So, I mean, I think I think that's something that, especially people on this list who are judges and who also do AKC and ASCA or becoming rally judges, that to me, making the courses makes you so much more like involved in the process and aware of the team's performance. Because of that. So just having courses that people can pick and use. It was really difficult for me. There was one day where I did come in as an emergency judge, and the other judge had already sent their courses. So I used the other judge's courses, and it was difficult for me. Like I was looking at them like, what the, like, why did they, what the heck is this? And so you have your own personal courses. And yeah, if any judges or AKC judges need help with course design, I'm sure that there are plenty, maybe some of the rally judges or the rally course reviewers that would be happy to help. Because if we can get more of those judges that do both, then that helps clubs, especially in more regions of the country, regions where it is hard to bring judges in. I mean, like Debbie said, you're in upstate New York. I mean, I'm sure it's difficult for judges to bring in up in the upper Midwest. So the more we can get, the better. So have that on my list. Got it. Okay. Got it. Yes. Yeah, I'm actually a new course reviewer, but I love doing it. And hopefully it's made me do better courses. Okay. Let's see. So, is there anything else either committee members would like to contribute? I know there are other different committee members here. Anything
I'd
else?
like to hear someone from the rally committee talk to the the having 3 cues under one judge. I know they've said that some judges are too easy, but who cares if someone gets a cue or a title because they had an easy judge? Is that the end of the world? I mean, the clubs, we need to keep these clubs afloat, I think is more important. But I'd
May
like
I
to hear from
speak?
them.
I'd like to speak. The proposition you sent over from the Obedience Committee said that it would be to do with all titles from Rally Novice through Rally Masters X, that you wanted there only to be one judge for all 3 legs. And that meant to us, and on paper, and how it goes, that one judge could title that dog totally from the very beginning of his career, clear through his Masters X title. We also have to consider finals. We have to consider all different kinds of things. And it wasn't until we said, we're not sure that we want to go that way. We're only asking for 2 judges. And I think, to be fair to everyone, that 2 judges make a nice compromise, depending. I know out in the one area right now, there's a judge being hired a lot. I see her on the review list. It's up to her to maybe not take an assignment every other week in her area, even though they're for different clubs, to try and help people spread those cues around a little bit, or those clubs to have 2 different judges on a weekend, because we do that all the time and we're a club of 10 people. It's not that you can't do it, you just have to figure it out and have enough other stuff going on too to support what you're trying to do. And I just don't see how 2 rally entries, when most of the time you have 30 to 35 in trials back this way and 20 some for most of the trials that I judge that way, and bigger trials yet down different areas when I judge, that 1 or 2 entries of someone not needing their X leg or something. I mean, if you have 2 rally novice, you can show still under that judge and get an X leg. You can show to them 3 or 4 times and still make title or earn legs that will support titles. And then you do have to look for that second judge to finish out that title. But then you can always go to the C-level classes as well and not lose your entry money. So that's our thought process on it. I'm happy to see how things go. We have a poll right now in the rally committee about this. We'd already voted it down once 6 months or so ago when we were asked about it. And we just want everyone to have a fair playing field. We don't want everyone to be showing under the same judge all the time for all their titles. That just is not a fair way to go when we are a national organization and have national finals and we have national lists that we want to have our dogs in the list. And it just isn't a fair thing to me. And I know that the 3 legs came about during COVID, but we don't have that situation now anymore, thankfully. So we would just like to stay more traditional and do it in the 2 judges for a title at this point in time. We certainly, now that you've said you want to negotiate, I will make sure that we don't want to revisit that, but I also have to talk to the office and make sure there wouldn't be any errors in dogs that can earn 3 judges for Rally Novice, but have to have 2 judges for Rally Novice Excellent, and that kind of criteria, because there's already a mix-up lately with titles and scores being awarded to dogs in different classes than where they earned their qualifying scores. And we need to get some of that straightened out.
Yeah, it's just very interesting to me that ASCA Rally is the only venue that requires 2 judges. AKC doesn't, ASCA Obedience doesn't, UKC doesn't. And if it's a problem with the judges, I think that's a different issue. You need to address that separately. If you have a judge that's really easy, you need to educate or train or have clubs write them up. But we've got easy judges too. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just really trying to figure out a way to help the clubs and the exhibitors.
Yeah,
And
I
I
hadn't
know
brought,
that the business office, I do believe they could do it because you cannot get a UDX under one judge and you cannot get an AUCH under one judge. So I know the computer system, I'm pretty sure can handle that.
Got it. So Lori, Claire just said if there's examples with that title issue, that if you could let her know for the IT committee and see if they can work that out, figure that out, that she says it's the first she's hearing about this. And then also if we're just talking about, say, the base titles, like you can just get the base titles under one judge, then that's never going to be an issue for finals or merit. I won't say never, but in general, you need X titles to get into finals and merit. And so if in order to get X titles, it has to be under two different judges. So that would work. Okay, what order did we have? I think I saw Sandy Walworth had her hand up first.
Yes, I have been judging AKC since it was a non-regular back in 2001 and have seen the progression from non-regular to regular to one judge. I also have judged UKC rally since its inception, and it has always allowed multiple legs, actually all three legs for single title. And I know that World Cynosport is the same, because I have titled to an arch in that also, to a championship title. And from what I have seen in my showing in AKC and UKC and Cynosport, the same judges are not being hired by any of those clubs routinely. There have always been various judges hired. I'm currently, slightly on hiatus, but my male is working on his rock right now and has 10 of his triple Qs. And of those 10 Qs, we have already shown under, I believe, 4 different judges. So at least in those other 3 registries, I'm not seeing an issue where the same judges are being hired over and over and over again. So I'm for all 3 legs because of that, but also with the economy the way it is, with the expenses as high as they are, I think it'd be a huge help to the clubs to be able to bring in one judge for a 2 or 3 day weekend where they have 3 or more trials in a single weekend. It would save them a lot of money in expenses. Just my thoughts.
Okay. Let's see. Cassie, were you next?
Hey, in reference to the title issue and going back to what Beth said about, doing rally with only one judge, my concern was in the programming in the business office, because I have a dog who earned his rally novice title with one leg in rally A, one rally novice A, one leg in rally novice B, and a leg in rally novice C. And so that was a programming issue that we are still trying to work out. But yeah, that was my concern about what kind of manpower was it going to take the business office to try to sort out, or the programming to sort out, when they have to track that at a higher level.
Right. Actually, Cassie, from what you just said, you can't enter novice C until you have your novice title.
You're correct. He did earn his novice title. And then I entered advanced, or, the next level and the C level to support the club. And his leg under that final one wasn't recorded correctly. It was given to somebody else, but he still earned his rally novice title. So that's a programming issue.
Okay, I'm confused.
It's okay. But I have one. Just I need to know who to send it to.
Got it.
Send it to me.
Send
This
it to
is
Claire. Send Claire all the details.
Yeah, here I'll put my email in the chat.
Marilyn.
Hi, I'm on the obedience committee, and I'm also with the Ask of BC. One of the things that we kind of were thinking as an obedience committee for the rally committee is when we put in our rule about allowing 3 queues under one judge, we also put in that one club cannot hire the same judge more than 2 times in a row, just so that you're not always hiring the same judge over and over and over. And we kind of thought, maybe there's some solutions that would help rally other than what we put in our proposal. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was we recently held a trial, and we did hire a rally judge that has judged heavily throughout the Pacific Northwest. And the reason we hired this judge is because we couldn't get anyone else. This judge is reasonable for us to bring in rather than flying someone from like a long way away. And I know this judge is used a lot, but we didn't really have a lot of choice.
Got it. Yes, I mean, that happens in terms of who's available.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Well, we are, I don't want to take up everybody's evening. We've got through. We definitely have these issues that have come up. Is there anything more from, say, me or the board or the committees that do you think would help you, help the affiliates? Anything else? Anything else? Okay. So, Karen, you're muted. Karen, you're muted. You are.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
It would help us a lot if the obedience committee would consider, again, I know they've considered it in the past, making the non-regular class of sub-novice an optional titling class.
I just sent an email to the committee. I saw that on your on the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. Thank you.
Deb, did you have something?
Okay. Look. Yeah, I wanted to bring this up not because it's anything really to do with obedience and rally, but we just had something happen with our tracking test. We sent in the paperwork. I didn't, another gal did. And the office at the time for the tracking test, we had 3 passes, and she's busy doing a lot of things. So she said, got in. She sent the $3. She put it on her debit card, and she never got her title for her TDX. And then another gal, Pat, got hold of her and said, I didn't get my title either. And this was back in May, from May. Anyway, come to find out, the gal in the office was on maternity leave. We got hold of her, and she said, well, I didn't get the $3. I did get the paperwork, and but you should get it in, find it or something, because it's $3,600 going to cost the club. So, folks, I don't know why the fee is so high. I don't know anything about that, but make sure you get something from ASCA immediately if you're sending in paperwork for anything, and make sure that the fee is paid, that you've gotten You've paid them for all the entries. They got all your paperwork. Don't let it go, because we could have, most clubs can't afford $3,600. We can, but it would have been tough on us. But this is just something I think is really important to point out, that we think we've sent everything in online just perfect. Well, if I was doing it, I would hope somebody was watching my back. I am not a computer person. So please check your paperwork. Make sure that the person who's sending it, whether it's agility or obedience or rally or any of it, we don't want these people who work so hard for their titles not to get their titles if they deserve it. And these 3 dogs really did a super job in tracking. So I was one of the judges. And so, yeah, I hope this helps.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, we should always be doing that. Anything else? Yeah, Betty, you can contact Lori. Also, we talked a long time ago and I was going to help you with stuff, and I still can. And anything else? Okay, so as I said, my email is on the website and various places if you want to contact me with questions. Both Betsy and Lori's email are on the website for the Obedience and Rally Committee.
And
yeah.
And it's Jody.
Yes.
Was that Deborah about the tracking?
Yes. Deb St. Jacques.
Yeah, Deb, this is Jody McClellan. Could you please send me an email about that? $3,600 is unacceptable and we need to get that figured out.
Yeah, sorry. Mark's name is on this thing and I have to get him to change it. I don't know how on the computer, but yes, I will. Yeah, that would just seem like for $3. And
yeah.
I just wonder if there isn't a way for the office is just doing what they're told to do.
Correct.
But, it was so stressful on my tracking buddy, and she's having a really hard time right now. And she thought she had charged, was going to cost us $3,600 because of this, but she did find the receipt. So,
okay.
But $3. But yes, I will get hold of you if you can send me, let me know where to send it. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'll get my email address up there. I appreciate it. And we'll address it with the office.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Anything else? Yeah. So we are always available, and you're always welcome to contact the committee chair, me, other clubs in your area. So the more, we can work together to get things working for our clubs, the better. This meeting has been recorded, and Kala does give a synopsis. And so if that is that, then I will say good night to all. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope to see many of you at Nationals, where surprisingly enough, I'm probably not doing any rally or obedience. So have a good evening, and thank you all for joining us. Good night.
Bye, Ann.
Bye. Good night. Mm-hmm.